In this video we are going to take a look at the rather gorgeous but the underperforming Dapol Class 73. This is the second release, the second batch in Network SouthEast livery, and it depicts model 73109 Battle of Britain in Network SouthEast. This model is DCC fitted, so let's get on with the video. Okay, so here's the Class 73 sat next to a Southern unit. This is a Class 419 motor luggage van. Both of these were at home in the southern region of BR, so that's why I've put them together. The Class 73 is a diesel but also could run on third rail, and obviously the third rail lives in the south of England. So ignore the background, also the cut up paper, that's for the embankment. But let's get on to the Class 73. It is an absolute gorgeous model. The detail on this, Dapol stepped it up from the first batch. I did do a review of the InterCity liveried first batch Class 73. I will put a link at the top right of the screen. But this is the second batch. They decided to put even more detail. The detail around the bogies, obviously, as you can see here, the speedo drive, you can see the painted springs and all the different gadgetry underneath, especially compared to the rather plain bogie on the motor luggage van. But very sadly, Dapol, you'd think, after all the poor negativity around the first model, you'd think that they'd improve the performance, because the original one had pick-up issues and it ran absolutely dreadful. I took my chance with this. I thought because this was the second batch, I thought they'd have fixed it, and they decided to put a bit of extra detail on for good measure, but internally it is the exact same. It is an absolute dog of a runner. There are no copper pickups like on conventional Bachmann and Hornby. The wheels pick up and sends it along to the axles, and the pickups are actually on the inside of the bogies. But you get the grease from the gears as they come down off the gearbox down into the bogie, and they are covered in grease, and the grease covers the pickups and gives you absolutely shocking performance. You watch, I'm going to try and move it now and it will be as good as gold. I've noticed at low end this loco behaves really well. So if we zoom out and we try and show the points, if we get it going, like I say, at slow speeds it runs actually really well. Oh, the lights are starting to flicker. Oh, there you go, it's starting to conk out. If we stop there so I don't have to keep moving the camera. This is speed setting 4 of 28 on a DCC controller. Oh, and it's behaving now. But yeah, the performance of it is not good. So I'm going to show you a couple of clips now of it being an absolute dog. Okay, so up close and personal with the Class 73 from Dapol, it replicates the look and feel of the Class 73 extremely well. The very flat front, even round to the curvature of the roof, it's drawn with a ruler, if anything. Lovely and straight. You've got the jump cables that can connect up to the southern units like the forcep, etc., which you can buy in model form as well. You've got the extra headlight, which was fitted in the late 80s. The earlier Class 73s never got this. This was for safety reasons, obviously. You've got the really well painted yellow front end and the grey buffers, which are quite striking. You can see more jumper cables underneath. You've got the speedo cable. You can see the springs. If we just pull the camera around to the side, you can see the bogie detail. You can see that the cab light and the blind on the front, the number blind from when it was originally built, that's lit as well. The nameplate is printed on the side of the model, Battle of Britain 50th anniversary. You could probably buy the metal plates to go on the top if you wished. It's probably hard to see, but the loco number 73109 just there, it is really small, quite hard to read, but it is there. I don't know if you can see in the cab, you can see a green LED light. That is the inside of the blind. Why it's got a green light on the inside, I'm not so sure. Obviously that's not realistic. You can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see in the cab there's some details depicted, but not very much. The Network SouthEast logo and the branding is printed extremely well. You've got the orange camp rail stripe along the top, that's lovely and straight, doesn't bleed into the livery or onto the roof. You've got the grills, especially the roof grills, you can sort of see through them, they are really good, and you've got the exhaust on the top and the horns as well. The detail on this model is absolutely fantastic. So here we've got the Bachmann bubble car class 121. If we zoom out we can get the focus. You can see the different colours in the livery. The Bachmann is a lot lighter compared to the darker Dapol approach. But liveries aside, the detail zoomed out, if we zoom out even further, the detail is absolutely stunning. Let's get right back in there and you can see the detail. If you want to buy a loco to sit on your layout in a siding, I'd recommend it, but for performance, probably not. I actually had this loco running in the garage before I came upstairs to film this video, and it was stopping and stalling and stuttering every single loop, every couple of lengths of track. It was absolutely diabolical. As soon as you put a video camera, it's starting to behave a little bit better, but the performance, Dapol, you've really let yourselves down on this one. I can't recommend this locomotive, just like the original InterCity one that I had. I thought that they were going to fix this for the second release, but huge disappointment from Dapol. And to think that they still ask for about £140, £150 for this loco, walk away, guys. Okay, so just focusing on the second cab of the Class 73 for a moment. If I flick the direction, so the loco will be coming from left to right, we get the headlight and the cab lights. If I switch it off, the cab lights you cannot switch off, and the cab light only lights up at the end that the loco is running in. So if you look now, you can see the left cab light on. Some people like it, some people don't. It's up to you for your own personal opinion. One feature that is a little bit annoying is if you press F2 on your controller, you get the red illuminated blind just there. If you let go of it, it goes off. Press. So the only way you can lock it is literally keep your finger on it. Whether there's a way around it, whether if you program the CV settings there might be a way around it, but so if you switch the other end, obviously this is the tail end of the locomotives, you've got to hold F2 for the tail blind. There's no permanent way to keep that on, which is a little bit annoying. And then obviously if you run it towards us, then you get no head code like the other end. Okay, so this makes a really nice late BR southern scene here. We've got the Class 47 for the express workings, the Class 73 also again for express passenger workings. Obviously on the third rail it can run, and then you've got the full third rail only motor luggage van. So this is a lovely shot if you like your late 80s, early 90s southern modelling. You can really see the detail on the Dapol Class 73. The detail is absolutely stunning. I'd love to compare this against my InterCity livery Dapol locomotive that I had, but just due to the poor running characteristics of that, I had to sell it. This one I bought with a heavy heart, to be honest. It took ages for me to decide whether I was going to buy it because I was worried about the poor running and reliability, and obviously I was right. But the detail on it is absolutely stunning. So this will make a great loco to sit in the sidings, maybe do some photos with, but for the running videos you probably aren't going to see it too often.